Hello, I'm Dr. Bob Milt, Interim Dean of the School of Fine Arts, and I'd like to welcome you into our house, Wallman Hall. This show was created with the idea of sharing with you the stories and the people that make up the School of Fine Arts. In a sense, we want to let you have a closer look into our house. The show itself will be produced every 2 weeks by the Students in Communication 4429 Contemporary Storytelling. It is our hope that not only will you learn more about the School of Fine Arts, but that you'll want to get involved and attend a concert or an exhibition, or perhaps even audition for a play. I invite you to watch this episode of From the SoFA and let me know what you think. Please send your thoughts and comments to the following address.
When I was getting ready to get married, I was very young. It was 1983, and I was nervous, like so many people are when they get married. And I said to my mom, "Did you ever think about not marrying Dad?" And I think I meant Dad specifically, but she said to me, "No, but then again, I didn't have the options you have." Title IX is a law that was passed in 1972, and it protects people from gender discriminations in schools. Before Title IX was implemented, women were spoken to and spoken about in a way that's very different than what we're accustomed to today. And one of the things I thought was that college students have no idea what life was like before Title IX. If you talk to your mothers or your grandmothers, you might find that they felt like they didn't have any options, specifically when it came to a career. They felt like their only options were to be a housewife, a nurse, a teacher, a secretary, or a hairdresser. And they felt like those were their only options. And when I talk to young women today, that appalls them, because I have young women in class who have all kinds of career aspirations. And not to say that there's anything wrong with any of those professions, it's just that not everyone wants to do those things, because I am interviewing women who went to high school or college before Title IX was implemented. And I am pulling from their stories to create a performance. Now, the project I'm working on right now with the students is actually a version of what I'm going to do later. So we're taking several of the interviews that I had with that I've completed with the women that I've talked to, and we are turning some of their stories into monologues and some of their stories into scenes. There are a few difficult moments in the work because some of the stories are sad, some are touching, some are downright infuriating, and there's some language that some people might find offensive because we are pulling straight from the words of the women who told us these stories. And there's a story about segregation that is particularly difficult to listen to because it has some language, and it's particularly difficult when a woman talks about growing up in a coal camp and a time when the schools are segregated. So there's some really interesting stuff in it, but it's not easy listening. It's not a musical, it's not funny, and yet there are parts of great humor in it, but it's really an opportunity to sit back and listen to stories that you might not otherwise be able to hear.